rain's getting a little bit heavier now in the city of Abilene. So once again, you've got the light rain followed by the darker reds, the heavier rain. You get into some small hail and likely some larger hail right here. Again, this hail is golf ball size, so not quite the size of baseballs as it was being indicated earlier, but it is steadily moving off in a northerly direction. So Dyess Air Force Base, there it is right there. We've got Ty out here. We have Merkel, and so we're going to watch this area of hail proceed in a northerly, northeasterly direction. And so that would be right on the outer edge of Dyess, but more in line with Ty and the Interstate 20 area between Ty and Merkel getting hit with hail if this storm continues on its present path and in its present significant state that it's in here at the present moment. All right.
Yeah, I do want to talk about direction here a little bit more, Randy, because the storm obviously approaching the Abilene area, but where exactly it's heading going to be very important for you. So I again want to take you to radar and get you a loop on here to see exactly where this storm is going to be heading. It's going to be heading towards the north and east. Let me pull radar back up one more time, and we'll talk about where this guy is heading, because it looks like now it's heading just to the west of Abilene. If it continues on its current course, it's going to head just about this way. If we can maintain that course, then that's going to put the heart of Abilene at least out of the biggest threat for some of the rotation here that we're seeing on radar, as well as some of the hail, which, mind you, is up to the size of golf balls, though not quite as large as we have seen in the recent updates here on this storm loop. The lightning indicators, we're getting a few more of those here, and that usually indicates that when you see more lightning, the hail and the storm in general starting to pick up intensity. If this continues, then the threat is certainly not going to be over as this storm gets closer to the I-20 corridor, gets closer to the western side of Abilene. But again, this path is very important. If it continues on the way it is, that will take it just west and northwest of Abilene, but puts still Hawley in the bullseye here a little later on, just past 5 o'clock. So the tornado warning, that does not include Abilene at this time. It does include Taylor County. That goes until about 4:45 this afternoon. The National Weather Service and we as well are watching this very closely to see if this is actually going to drop a tornado. But Randy, so far it has not confirmed dropped a tornado.
But just saw in the chat room that Dyess Air Force Base is reporting that before they evacuated their tower, they did spot a funnel cloud in this storm. So Dyess going through evacuations of their tower and did have a report there of a funnel cloud from Dyess Air Force Base. So, of course, it's Tuesday. That's ball game time, and you know we don't need anybody out at a ballpark at this point with these storms as they are. Let's show the 2 tornado warnings. We talked about that one. Then we have the other one up here in Fisher County, and if we have that video once again from our storm chaser out there, and you can just go to it at any time, and we'll wait on that, or just to continue on with the radar here. But the storms out over Snyder, they're starting to at least lessen in intensity just a bit. We're still getting a lot of lightning within this line of storms. Still have that severe thunderstorm warning for Scurry County, Snyder, until 5 o'clock. What is a severe thunderstorm warning? Well, it has to have hail 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch or larger in diameter. It used to be 3/4 of an inch. Winds of 58 miles per hour or greater, and possibly a tornado. So that's why when you see a severe thunderstorm warning,
and we do have a new tornado warning.
Okay.
Two new tornado warning now just northwest of Aspermont. That's north of Jayton as well. This is brand new issued here as of the last 5 to 10 minutes. This is going to be for again a radar indicated tornado that is northwest of Aspermont. Does not include Aspermont, but Jayton, you're also just out of the bullseye there. That's going to be moving towards the north and east out of the big country. Thankfully, that won't be an impact for too much longer.
Yeah, that's going to head right towards Guthrie. So again, mainly rural areas, northwest Stonewall, King County, a little bit there of northeastern Kent County. So,
Randy, if I could interrupt here real quick, this storm that is approaching Abilene now has a new tornado warning attached to it. This is includes the western side of Abilene, includes Merkel, includes Anson, and includes Hawley as well. This is going to go until 5:15, so a full half hour plus where you're going to need to be in your safe spots. If you're in Abilene, again, only half of us officially under that warning, but if you're anywhere anywhere in Taylor County, you got to get in your safe spot here. And this storm is, again, you can kind of see the lightning indicator really starting to light up here. That shows us that this storm's starting to really garner some strength as it's moving towards the north and east. Let me pause this real quick, and I'm going to take off some of the other radars that we have on our computer here so that it gives us a really close-up look at what exactly this storm is doing. That gives us a good look at that hook. You see that appendage there? Right just south of Merkel, approaching the I-20 corridor. It's going to probably split Merkel and Ty. If we put our velocity indicator on here, again, this is where we see the winds that are going to and away from the radar site, which is just east of Abilen. So the reds next to the greens, that is bad news indeed. Again, nothing confirmed on the ground, but radar indication really starting to ramp up here for a potential tornado in about the next 10 to 15 minutes. Randy? Yeah,
and Dyess Air Force Base reporting that funnel cloud by a trained spotter, so we're getting confirmation that way as well. And so, for you folks that are in Ty, you folks at Dyess, of course, you folks in Merkel, this storm is headed in a northeasterly direction, and so carrying it out over time, the new tornado warning has been issued up here into Jones County. And from Abilene, of course, you've got Hawley sitting right about there, Anson a little bit farther up the road. Expected time of arrival of this tornadic thunderstorm in Ty at 4:56 p.m., the Hodges community by 5:10 p.m., and in Hawley by 5:15 p.m. I'm seeing these lightning strikes continue to get more intense, a little bit more widespread, and so that signals an intensifying thunderstorm that is just off to the west now of the city of Abilene. Of course, we're getting rain here in town. But here is this storm that's going to be tracking right up over Interstate 20 and then headed generally right straight toward Hawley. So anywhere in this red polygon, that's a tornado warning. For your protection, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.
Randy, I'm pulling up your Skycam here. I'm going to turn it back to the area in question as this storm's getting pretty close to the city of Abilene.
Yeah.
Our camera keeps knocking itself towards the south a little bit more, but here's the view as I rotate this a little bit farther towards the southwest. Again, we're not seeing anything on our KRBC Skycam, but if we do see it, it'll be right there, probably right along Highway 277.
Yeah. You might go a little bit, maybe to the north, tilt it a little bit to the right one more time, and
one more time
we'll check that. We're hearing thunder, by the way, here at the KRBC studios right now. Just a loud clap of thunder a moment ago. So
you can really see where the rain stops and the clear skies begin. So that's the storm approaching there on the right side of your screen. But if we do see a tornado, it's going to be probably right where that raindrop has conveniently put itself. We're going to watch our Skycam very carefully because it looks like as this storm moves just to the west of us, at least the way it looks right now, we will have a very good view of it as it does so. I want to give you again another good look at the storm. Here's your radar, Randy.
Okay, and here we go with the city of Abilene getting the rain coming down. Most intense part of the storm now looks like where the hail is located. It's going to be here just along and south of Interstate 20. There's the community of Ty, and so it's going to be passing right over Ty. We've got back here on the southwest side of the storm, if we have a tornado, that's of course where it's going to be produced, and we're watching the intense lightning strikes. That area that just flashed is going to be your hail area in this particular thunderstorm. This is the velocity scope on our 3D live radar, and again, as explained a moment ago, where you have the reds and the greens coming together in those wind fields, and it just updated right there on live, and I don't know, it looks a little bit more intense right there.
It is. It's looking
more intense.
Looking very intense when you got the reds right next to the greens, which is what we're seeing here. That is the storm, and the rotation particularly really starting to ramp up. Again, this is just southwest of Ty, southeast of Merkel, going to be hopefully splitting the difference there between Merkel and Ty. And again, we don't have any official indication of a tornado other than that it is radar indicated, but as far as radar goes, it is looking very impressive, Randy.
Yes, it is, and so we will continue monitoring this storm. Just a heads up down, you folks in southern parts of Jones County, you need to go to your place of safety, in particular in the town of Hawley right now. There's Hawley, you're in the tornado warning area. Anson, you're on the northern edge of the tornado warning. That warning will last until 5:15 today for Jones as well as Taylor County.
How about we take a trip up towards the other tornado warning?
Let's do that. And this is Hamlin. Of course, all along we've had Hamlin kind of in the bullseye too, and we might put a velocity on that storm. Sure. This is our tornado warned storm. Radar indicated once again there in Fisher County as well as Jones County. You're moving towards Jones County. All right, and there you see little bit of rotation still there.
Doesn't look too promising there southwest of Hamlin, but certainly some hail and severe thunderstorm conditions do apply. Let's talk about the hail and the winds perhaps. There's the hail northwest of McCallie. I think this will update here. Just know that probably got some at least egg-sized hail approaching Highway 92, getting up towards Highway 83. That'll be moving north into Aspermont here a little later on as this thing gets up towards the north and west. Again, we got a lot of hail across the area. Aspermont, in and around your area, just southwest of Hamlin, and Jayton as well. Got some hail potentially up to the size of probably tennis balls at the max here so far is what we've seen around the big country. We also have some big hail, as we have been mentioning. In addition to the tornado threat, we got some big hail approaching the I-20 corridor. This has been pushing mostly due north. So Abilene, again, you are in a tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning, but this looks to be moving just to the north of Abilene and just to the west as well. Merkel and Ty especially, y'all need to be under the gun here for some hail, potentially up to the size of tennis balls. But again, we are most concerned at this time with the tornado warning, which is looking pretty significant at this time. I'll take some of the clutter here off of your screen.
And might hit those storm reports too. What these logos are storm reports.
Sure.
So we can go ahead and click on that and be able to show you. This was from View, a funnel cloud reported at 4:28 p.m. there at the View community. So what else we have? We have another one right down here. Okay, that was the View one. Here's the one from Dias Air Force Base, also a funnel cloud reported. As we mentioned just a little bit earlier, just prior to Dias evacuating their tower, they had reports by trained storm spotters of a funnel cloud out here. So we're getting radar indicated tornadoes and reports of funnel clouds, and that should be plenty to get you into your place of safety at the moment as these storms continue to track here just very close to the city of Abilene, just a little bit west of town. Still getting some pretty good velocity here on the 3D live radar, and showing you where that would be the Cozart community. That's sort of where the most intense part of the rotation is here at the moment. So again, there's Ty, would be southwest of Ty, southeast of Merkel, and that's going to be tracking right up and over Interstate 20 as it moves to the north and east. Within this area that's going on right now, in a much larger view of our entire big country, there's a tornado watch in effect. We started out with severe thunderstorm watches this afternoon up here in the north. We added a severe thunderstorm watch for the central big country. Now the tornado watch in effect until 11 o'clock tonight. That includes any county that you see in yellow. It goes all the way over here to Comanche County, down to Brownwood, Coleman, Runnels County, and all the way up to Knox County. All the big country under the gun for the possibility of tornadoes this evening. And already we have 3 counties, or 4, under tornado warnings. We have the intense storms that were in Snyder, still a severe thunderstorm warning out over Snyder right now. The heavy rains finally moved out of the city of Snyder. They've had over 2 inches by now. And then up through Jayton, we're getting intense storms, lightning strikes up here. We also have a tornado warning there in the western portions of Stonewall County, I believe that is, and also near Jayton, but not quite in Jayton.
Yeah, so folks, earlier, Randy, we're probably getting, in Jayton, I'm talking to you, you were probably getting some notifications on your phone for a tornado warning. That was this red polygon you see here, just including Guthrie and just southwest of Guthrie as well. That tornado warning has shifted out of the Jayton area, so you are not currently under a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning in Jayton. So the threat has ended for you, but it does continue with a whole lot of noise, a whole lot of thunder and lightning, probably some big hail heading towards Guthrie at this time. Anyone who's receiving our signal up there in Guthrie needs to be in their safe place. Again, put as many walls between you and a tornado as possible. That is true as well for these 2 storms closer to the I-20 corridor along 277. We got to watch very carefully for the rotation, especially in Abilene. Again, we like to talk about lightning as well as a big indicator for storm strength, and that is looking very good. If you're hearing a whole lot of rumbles of thunder here in Abilene, that is going to be a concern, as well as some hail and some tornado rotation indicated on our radar. Randy?
Yeah, and what concerns us too is the fact that we've had 2 funnel clouds reported already, and they were consistent with this storm line moving towards the northeast. And right now, right on Interstate 20, there between Ty and Merkel is where the worst of the storm is going to be passing at this time.
Very promising rotation.
Yeah. rotation right there in our storm scope. That's the velocity. That's the winds coming together. That's where a tornado would come from the cloud. Doesn't mean that it will, but it has high potential to, and it certainly has been funneling already. We know that. So we encourage those of you that are just west of Abilene, anywhere where this lightning is and this pink shade here where the larger hail and the lightning strikes, most intense part of the storm, and then right there on the southern edge of it's where you're going to see that possible tornado. Headed towards Hawley, up into Jones County. Rain also coming down pretty heavily up there already in southern Jones County, getting up into central Jones as well. And this is sort of round one of the thunderstorms this afternoon. This, I think, will be the worst of the weather that we have between now and about 7 o'clock tonight. Later on tonight, we think there's going to be a second round of thunderstorms that build somewhere back to the southwest of Abilene, maybe down in the region between Abilene and San Angelo, or somewhere between Big Spring and San Angelo. And those will come roaring across here, say after sunset tonight, make their way through the southern Big Country, part of the northern Big Country, but that is later on this evening. That's round number 2. So with this first round, the most intense of the weather, which we're seeing right now, and then the storms later tonight, certainly with a high wind potential and a hail potential too. But hopefully by that time, maybe the tornado threat won't be quite so bad. See, we're starting to see these build out here. That may be the beginning stages of that second round I'm talking about. All right, we're told the tornado sirens are going off at Dyess Air Force Base right now. Tornado sirens going off at Dyess.
And for very good reason, too. The rotation here continues to look very promising for areas just south of Merkel, southwest of Abilene as well. Again, the good news here, the folks in Abilene, while you are under a tornado warning and we need you in your safe spot, we do need to watch very carefully for areas west along I-20 towards Merkel. That is where the rotation here is looking most prominent. Let me put that velocity scan one more time here.
Yeah, we've got a tornado observed now.
Okay. So we have a tornado observed, Randy?
Okay, this at 4:47, a funnel cloud was located at Ty, 9 miles northwest of Abilene, is nearly stationary, it says. Weather spotters confirmed a funnel cloud, golf ball-sized hail. Again, this is near Ty, 9 miles northwest of Abilene. Tornado warning remains in effect until 5:15. Weather spotters confirming a funnel cloud. And so it's now a tornado warning, and observed is the verbiage they're using here. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. You'll have damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. Tree damage is likely. This tornado will be near Hawley at 4:55 p.m. it says. I don't think it can quite get there that fast, but at any rate, we'll have Funston, Hodges, Impact, Lake Fort Phantom, Truby, Stith, Nugent, western side of Abilene, certainly all in play here for this new tornado warning that will last until 5:15. And here is another new note in 6 miles east of Dyess Air Force Base, a funnel cloud spotted, it says.
Interesting.
That's going to be right between Abilene and, that's it, right there.
That's it. Between Abilene and Cozart, we are looking at your velocities again, where the red meets the green. That's where you have winds going to the radar and away from the radar. You put those right next to each other, and that is where you have the potential to have a tornado. So if there are funnels being spotted, which is the case, it's going to be right where you see the red and green here, just northeast of Cozart. Folks, if you are in Ty, Texas, or if you are in Merkel or the northwestern side of Abilene for that matter, we need you in your safe place. This is a storm that has a history at least of producing some funnel clouds, and has, of course, the potential to drop a tornado here anytime soon if it has not done so already. So do not take this tornado warning lightly. This will be something that could impact some folks all along and west of the I-20 corridor here west of Abilene. That's going to be moving towards the north again, folks in Ty, folks in Merkel, folks up towards Hawley as well. This storm's still about 15 minutes away from you at the very least, but if you're anywhere in the path of this storm or anywhere you see the red polygon, which does include most of the western side of Abilene, Merkel, Hawley, this is where you will definitely need to be in your safe place. Remember, that means putting as many doors and walls between you and the tornado as possible. That gives as much protection between you and a tornado as there could be. And the storm continues to look very fierce. You know, I've got my own radar app on my iPad here as well, and the velocities, Randy, just continue to look even better.
Yeah, so definitely an emergency type situation that we are in here for. The northern portion of Taylor County, city of Abilene. It's just right here off to the west of us, just very near Dyess Air Force Base. That funnel cloud reported just moments ago. Still intense lightning here, also indicative of some large hail. And of course, where that large hail is, where the most lightning strikes happen, generally, if there's a tornado in that thunderstorm, it's going to be happening all there pretty close together. And that's what we're seeing this afternoon. Going to our tower cam right now and see if we can move out of the way and see if we can spot anything in the distance. Of course, we've got some kind of hazy conditions, a little bit of fog out there too, it looks like, so maybe kind of tough to see, but we're going to kind of scan around maybe to the right just a bit, right over that water tower somewhere in the distance there. We'll see if we can pick out anything. Once again, this was funnel cloud sighted by Dyess Air Force Base. It's been spotted at least twice that I know of from a train storm spotter. So that's the situation that we have at the moment.
So we can't officially call this a confirmed tornado. That really doesn't change the situation much. You should be in your safe place no matter what if you are in this tornado warning, which does include Abilene, at least the western side of Abilene, all the way up to Hawley, and includes areas along I-20 as well. So again, put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible. There's a chance here that you could see a tornado, but that does not mean that you should go looking for it. If you're anywhere near this storm, it is looking fierce. It is looking not only like it could produce a tornado, but it's got some hail and now some frequent lightning. All of concern here, which is why you need to be indoors and with as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Randy?
Okay, let's go back to velocity on our radar, have a closer look at that here for you. And of course, that's where we can see right into the storms, get a really close look at where we've got the rotation. Dyess Air Force Base, the flight line is going to be right about there. And so just off to the west of Dyess, town of Ty, southwest of Ty, southeast of Merkel, there's your circulation center. And so that is, of course, going to be passing over Interstate 20, Stith community up there, southern parts of Jones County, Hawley right up here. So we put this into motion, and there you can see it. So may be that as you look at it, you can't really pick it out, but I tell you what, when we can see it like this on velocity, we know that there's definite rotation in there and could produce a tornado at any time. And certainly we've had some funnel clouds already sighted. So these are your tornado warnings, Taylor County, Jones County. We're still up here watching these tornadic thunderstorms with radar indicated tornadoes as well, parts of northwest Jones County. Folks in Hamlin, you're still under the gun. Eastern parts of Fisher County to the east of Roby and in between Hamlin and Roby. This tornado warning for Fisher and Jones County will last until 5 o'clock. That's 3 more minutes. And then, of course, you folks up in Aspermont may have to deal with that as well. Let's go out and wide the view one more time. Folks may be just turning on the TV, getting an update on the weather. The counties in yellow, that's the tornado watch. We're in that until 11 o'clock tonight. We have folks out in Snyder. They've been getting inundated with rain, so they've got the severe thunderstorms they've had to deal with, but now flooding is an issue. They've had in between 1 and 2 inches of rain out there in Snyder. And then, of course, the tornadic thunderstorms here in Taylor County, Jones County. Talked earlier about round number 2 coming in. This could be the beginning stages of it. This is Sterling City, Sterling County, and a very powerful thunderstorm has quickly developed out in that region. This is the general region between, say, Sterling City and Midland, where the second round of thunderstorms expected to develop. And then that would move across our southern tier of counties a little bit later on tonight. Here's a new storm that's popping up that's gotten a little bit stronger right there by Blackwell as well, down here, very far southern portion of Nolan County. So we're continuing to see these develop and lift off to the north and east. And as we look at the tornado warnings in effect right now, just west of Abilene, it's going to be near Ty, where we've got the radar indicated tornado, and we have had confirmed reports of funnel clouds by trained storm spotters.
Yeah, and I want to talk again here, Randy, about the rotation here that we're seeing on the storm. These storms tend to cycle. They'll get into a period where they get very strong on rotation, but then they can sometimes back off as well, where they reorganize themselves. It looks like right now the storm just west of Abilene is reorganizing itself, so not an immediate tornado threat for at least the western side of Abilene along I-20 towards Merkel, but it's still a very dangerous storm nonetheless. If if you're in this tornado warning, need you in your safe place no matter what. If you're getting the alerts on your phones, you certainly probably have been so far. Get your safe place. This is a storm that has a history of producing tornadoes. Okay, so we apparently have a photographer out and who is getting video of our thunderstorm here near Abilene. If we could take that, possibly get a good view of what's going on here just west of Abilene, if Ben is available here soon. Otherwise, we'll continue to talk about this tornado. Okay, so he is outside of our studio here. He's looking towards the storm. Again, tough to get a good view here with the buildings in the way, but it's certainly some dark skies. If you are anywhere north and west of Abilene, or in Abilene for that matter, you've been hearing a whole lot of thunder and lightning, getting some wind as well. But the tornado threat, at least in the short term here, is looking a little bit lower. And this is also indicated by, if we can jump back to radar here real quickly, you'll notice here in about the last hour,